Hello, Dr. Cooper here, and I just want to briefly show you in this video what to do for today. And I'll just point out before I launch into this, what you actually need to produce is not going to be due until Sunday night, so there's no need to get panicky about it. Here we are. As I begin this part, I'm apologizing again for hitting a deer on the way to the airport this morning and wouldn't been able to have made my flight. So what I'm going to have you do today is watch 2 episodes 1 and 2 of Exterminate All the Brutes, that video by Raoul Peck, who I showed you a clip in class, then said we were going to focus on that. It's 4 episodes in total. We're going to watch episodes 1 and 2 today, and episodes 3 and 4 on April the 5th. Okay, so in order to access these, you're going to use the streaming service called Canopy, which is free to you as part of St. John's Library's databases. There's a couple of ways to sign into Canopy. You are going to need your St. John's username and password. That's just what you use to normally log onto your computer. So you can go in through the library, and the instructions are here and the link is here. What you're going to do is scroll down where it says start your research, and scroll down more where it says access university's resources, and then under that you will see databases, and you click on that, and then you will see the alphabet across the top, and you will choose K for Canopy, and then you will click on Canopy. Okay, there's a couple of steps. It's pretty straightforward. You will need your St. John's login details. I found that I couldn't get it to work on Google Chrome when I tried earlier, but it worked fine for me on Microsoft Bing. So if it's not working for you, switch your browser. There is another way to get into Canopy, and that's through the Canopy site itself. If you go there, you will find a drop-down box, and you need to find your school's name, St. John's University, STJ, and then provide your school username and password. So Canopy is a great streaming service that's free to you. It's not all documentaries, though I personally love documentaries. It's got a lot of great movies in there, so if you don't know about it, it's worthwhile exploring. So when you get to Canopy and you're all signed in, of course you'll need to search for Exterminate All the Brutes, and then watch the first 2 episodes. So your exercise that, as I said, is due on Sunday the 5th at midnight is just to send me your notes. Okay, I sat down and I started to try and write a quiz on Exterminate All the Brutes this morning after my accident, and it just all sent really wrong and disrespectful. The movie covers really brutal things, just as a warning, and trying to formulate random multiple choice questions to ask you when you might be having kind of an emotive experience with the movie just didn't seem right. So instead, I just want you to take notes during the movie and then send them to me. They don't have to be brilliant or exhaustive. Don't try to write down every single thing. Think about what the main points are. You can write down some of your reactions to them. You can doodle on it. I don't really care. If you are going to type your notes, you can just attach your document in the assignment below where it says post notes here. If that doesn't, if you handwrite your notes, you can either type them up and send them to me, which would be wonderful, or if you're very lazy, and I don't care, you might just not have very much time, you can simply snap a picture of your notes or a couple of pictures of your notes and attach that to the assignment. In case the photo thing doesn't work as an attachment, I don't know, not everybody's phones and everything are all compatible. You can email them to me, but please try attaching to the exercise here where it says post notes here first. Don't just have the default being email me, because then I'll have to find your stuff and sort it out, and it has a greater chance of getting lost. Okay, so there is a lot more information on this page, and I'll explain what that is, although if you don't want to read it right now, you don't have to. The reason I'm a little late posting this video is because I decided, oh, well, why don't I tell them what I want them to do with their notes and watching these videos? Tell them about the exercise that's going to be due on February the 22nd. And then I started writing it, and it just kind of, I knew what I was doing, but it just kind of took a bit longer than I thought it was going to. So we're going to have 2 sessions on Exterminate All the Brutes, as I said. On February the 22nd, you will be handing in the 2 or 3 of the 5 essays that are due on Exterminate All the Brutes. And then on April the 5th, you will be handing in 2 or 3. I don't care which way you break it. You can hand 2 in on February the 22nd and 3 in on April the 5th, or 3 in and then 2 in. So I set it up so that there's 5 big themes that I want to draw out of the 4 episodes of Exterminate All the Brutes while you watch. These are white supremacy, colonialism, genocide, slavery, and fascism. So each of these I've given, a brief description to and talked about how it relates to the movie, and a brief definition, and then a description of how it relates to the movie. And below that, these are the actual short essay response questions that you will be handing in on February 22nd and April the 5th. These are the assignments for these are live now. I'll show you at the end where they are. So if you want to do them early, if you want to do them now while you're actually watching the movies, I don't care. So when you write your essay response, this is obviously white supremacy, and this is question 3, for example. So if you just put 1, 3, I know what you're talking about, or you can put in the whole question. I've also provided information on where you can sort of check out related clips about these. So for this one, the idea of the origin of white supremacy is discussed briefly in episode 1, minute 26:02 to minute 26:20. So the main sort of discussion of this is in episode 4, where it's a 40-minute discussion. So you might want to not do this for one of your February 22nd ones, because the episode 4 you may not have watched by that time. And at the end, there's some additional resources. I don't want you to use any other additional resources without permission. This is for plagiarism and ChatGPT reasons. And also, these are really good sources. Okay, this is a 2019 hearing before the Senate. When we're looking at these kinds of issues, there are a lot of erroneous counterfactual sites, or sites that support these actual things, which I don't, you never really have to see, and I don't want to give them the traffic. So I've just said additional sources. If there's something else you desperately want to use in your essay that you've come across, then by all means do so. So each of these is set up like this: colonization, there's the definition and description, these are the actual essay response questions, related clips. See, these are mostly from episode 1, so this might be a good one to watch, to answer, and a couple more resources that are all the same. So I've also provided these in the actual essay questions as well. So it's a little bit complex, I understand that, but at the end of the day, it gives you a lot of choice, and it gives you a lot of time to do these. I am asking for a minimum of 2 by February the 22nd, although that is actually the week just before spring break. So, I could be persuaded, by a bunch of smiling, eager-looking students that I could let you have spring break as well to do that. So as long as you've got 5 answered by April the 5th and at least 2 at some point in the February spring break region. But we are going to be watching the videos today. So if you actually want to write, do your essays today, that's fine too. Or at any point that you want and any order that you want. So let me just switch back to home very briefly here. If you come down all the way below the course schedule, you'll see the short response essays. Let's just click on the white supremacy one. It doesn't do anything else here except take you to a link to the assignment. And then you will see general instructions for all 5 essays. This is just basically telling you what I'm looking for in an essay. And then the specific instructions for the white supremacy options are what I just showed you there. These are the questions and the clips and the everything I've just showed you there. Okay, so it sounds very complex and I hope you get your head around it, but the only thing I need from you immediately is to watch those 2 episodes of Exterminate All the Brutes and make notes, and make sure you have your notes to me by Sunday, the 5th of February at midnight. So if you end up watching those movies on Saturday, I don't really care. Okay, I hope that makes sense, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next Wednesday.